Hi everyone, comic book reviewer here. This time reviewing on issue 34 of the Image Comics of Transformers. Now as you know, we are on issue 34 of the Image Comics of Transformers, which of course is giving us our introduction to the Image Comics take on Dr. Arkinville, who of course was in the G1 Transformers cartoon. So let's get on with the story. It starts off with General Flag saying, "I can see your mouth. Now why can I see your mouth? What the hell happened to you?" As I explained, the mantle of the leadership was passed to another, and sorry, I want to know what happened. I'm asking you why. And of course, we kind of see how right away, obviously General Flag point out everything that's been going on, the things with Chicago, things with Megatron and that. So of course, just as Spike shows up, we see how obviously General Flag knew Spike's brother, and him saying he was a brave man who gave his life for this country. I'm sorry for your loss. Thank you. Okay, I'm burning daylight. Things is none of this is what I came here for. Optimus, can I ask your help with something? You are a valuable ally. I am at your service, General Flag. And we see how, obviously, right away, we see how Thundercracker does have his concerns and even worries about after what happened with Skywalk teleporting the Ark somewhere with Cobra Law. He wants to kind of keep his sort of suspicions confirmed and wants to kind of help Optimus any way he can. And we do see how the area bots do openly want to help him and do want to follow him. And this does show that Thundercracker's not just part of the Autobots, but now part of the area bots. And we see how, at the small additional town, Shredhead and Cliffjumper get into action, and we see how right away Shredhead comes prepared, fighting the Combaticons, and saying, "Combaticons, we got more company. Oh, fun." And we see right away Optimus and General Flag make to an unknown location, and right away we come prepared with Dr. Arkinville, who of course gets beaten by General Flag, and him saying, "I came and please you, lunatic. That's how you're greeting people now? By strangling them with your funky robot hands? Only for you, General Flag. I'm sure you recall our last introduction was anything but civil. I kept your access codes active so I'd known you were talking action against me." And we see how right away General Flag needs help with Shadow Watch after what happened with Miles Mayhem, and him saying, "Easy for you to say, I'm very busy. Why are you here, Flag?" And we see right away he gets fascinated by Optimus, and you can tell right away from his expressions that he's going to be planning something, and Optimus can tell right away after everything that happened with Shockwave, everything that happened with his experiments and that, he can definitely see a dark reflection similar to him. And we see how Shredhead gets ready for action with them using their swords, saying, "Stay away from my friends." And this is where Shredhead comes hand to hand with his first fight with an actual Combinder. And Shredhead thinks they can automatically take down Bruticus, but due to the fact that Shredhead has been active for a little while, and after taking down minor Decepticons, it's their ego and their need to be this knight in shining armor that makes them fail to see one hard lesson, that obviously you can't fight every opponent, and some will be stronger, more powerful, and deadly than you. And Shredhead does get carried away, thinking that they can take down something like Bruticus, and him saying, "Move again. Stand against Bruticus. Don't worry, I can still." And of course, right away, Cliffjumper tries to get Shredhead's sword, and we see how Shredhead tries to kind of do anything that they can to take down Bruticus. But of course, we see how Cliffjumper even knows Shredhead's not prepared for this kind of fight, and right away gets beaten to a pulp. And this is Cliffjumper not just seeing his friends get massacred, but them being from one single Autobot. And this is where Shredhead learns a hard lesson. You can't fight every battle, and there are going to be stronger opponents than you. And he gets pummeled to death every single hit from Bruticus. And this is where Cliffjumper has to relive those moments again, uses Shredhead's sword, and basically damages Bruticus. And right away, we see how they end up being disbanded. We kind of see how they now realise without Onslaught, they can't properly combine, and quickly leave. And this is where Cliffjumper sees that his friend Shredhead is now in critical condition, with them saying, Cliff, ending the story. So I think here, it's not too bad. I think the story makes it clear that General Flag is basically willing to trust shady, corrupt, and immoral people, than actually seeing the red flags. We see how Shredhead is openly thinking that due to after taking down a couple of Decepticons on Cybertron, they mostly think they can take down any fight known to man, without understanding that there are going to be stronger, more powerful, and deadly opponents. It's clear Robert Kirtman is trying to be a little realistic with his writers, and trying to do something a little different here, but having to be slightly realistic. An okay story, not the best, but it still deserves thumbs in the middle. Kind of alright, but kind of okay. So, Comic Reviewer here, signing out.